For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leanne Bogle. I'm a holistic nutritionist and high-fat enthusiast behind the site healthfulpursuit.com, and I help women regulate their hormones, balance their metabolisms, and generally be awesome by eating more fat. I haven't been on Periscope for a week because I am working on a cookbook that I will be working with Victory Belt Publishing on over the next while. So my presence online is going to be a little bit oh my gosh, I lost you all. Hopefully you're all back. My internet presence is going to be a little bit disturbed until I figure out the groove. But guaranteed we will continue with these awesome Periscopes. And I was supposed to try out Facebook Live today, but it just didn't happen. So let's get right down to your questions. Adult man, calories per day really depends on your activity. Do you have a recipe for pasta that's not zucchini? Yeah, daikon. You can check out daikon doodles. What's your thoughts on asking for extra gluten? Asking for extra gluten? Not sure what that question. Rhodiola for lower cortisol. I haven't personally used it. I find it boosts up my cortisol, and it feels weird. I've been retaining water more and more. Antibiotics can cause that. I'm a vegetarian, so what should I eat for protein? Low-carb beans are like the chickpeas, the black beans, lentils. You could go that way. Any tips for easy keto flu, apart from plenty of pink salt and magnesium? Yeah, a lot of avocados. An avocado a day keeps the keto flu away. And a gluten cocktail with my friends. What's good for breakfast? Well, today I had leftover roasted chicken with roasted vegetables. That was my breakfast. I really like rocket fuel lattes. You can find that recipe on Google. If you go to Google, type in Healthful Pursuit rocket fuel latte, you'll find a bunch of them. I haven't lost anything in my first 2 weeks. Perhaps look at removing your rocket fuel latte or increasing your fats. Leftover... currently have a brisket. Oh, yeah. I am based out of Airdrie, outside of Calgary, in Alberta, in Canada. Trying to decide if fat-fueled is right for me. Went sugar-free in December. Who is it good for? Okay, pause your questions. I'm going to explain this really quick. The Keto Beginning is my first book. It's a ketogenic book. It's to help you, guide you through the first 30 days if you have no idea what keto is. So it has a 30-day meal plan. All is there for you to rock it for the first 30 days. Fat Fueled is for people that want to use ketogenic living and fat-fueled living to balance out their hormones, thyroid, if they're having any health complications, and comes with a meal plan in that. And then Balanced Keto is my meal plan subscription program, which I'll be sharing with you in a second. And it delivers meal plans to your inbox every week. And it includes the carb ups, it includes all of the healing methods that I share in Fat Fueled and the Keto Beginning, and then you get that meal plan every week. Okay. So gluten, I would recommend going to Google and searching Healthful Pursuit Podcast Gluten. We talked about whether or not removing gluten is okay. And if you guys see people that you don't want to hear from, you can block them too. Any benefits in taking vitamin tablets? Yeah, lots of them. A lot of the food that we eat doesn't have the nutrients in it that we need to balance out our bodies as well as we'd like to. So I always recommend a multivitamin. 100 grams of fat per day. I think that's a good start. To give you an idea, I'm around 150. Food is going through me too fast. I don't take magnesium every day. Do I need more fiber? Yeah, you guessed it. That would be my first choice. Look at all this fuzzy hairness going on here. How do you manage to take care of yourself eating well under lots of stress? I create clear boundaries, and I'm still learning. It's something that I struggle with for sure. I create clear boundaries. I love gardening, so I garden a lot when I know that there's a stressful period. I do more yoga when I know it's a stressful period. So when I know I'm going into a period of stress, I make sure that I'm doing things that make me not so stressed. Are you another peanut butter lover, CrossFitter? I'm anaphylactic to peanuts, so no, and I hate CrossFit. What do you suggest to help reduce the water retention? lemon juice in the morning and apple cider vinegar every time that you eat can help. But I would do like a hot water with lemon and some pink salt to help. I've gained weight. I don't know what to do since on keto. That's more of a personal question, and I'd love to answer it in our Facebook group. So if you have Fat Fueled the Keto Beginning or Balanced Keto, you're invited to my private Facebook group, and that would be a really great question to post in there, as well as have everyone else answer. Going to school for dietetics and was wondering how you knew you wanted to go into... I struggled with a lot of disordered eating patterns when I was a kid, and I thought in order to heal my body, maybe I should understand food, and so that's why I started studying nutrition. So it was purely selfish. I was not planning on doing this for a living. Keto rash, does anyone else get it? Yeah, it could be a sign of so many different imbalances. I talk about it in Fat Fueled, or it could be that the type of fat that you're eating doesn't work for your body. Don't go keto, your breath will stink. That's a little bit unfair to say. I know that I experienced that for the first couple of days, and then it just went away. But if you're not into eating fats and you're not sure that you want to be keto, perhaps maybe this isn't the right channel for you, and that's totally okay. Yeah, my breath is amazing now. I have PCOS and have been keto for 2.5 months. Oh, I missed the last of your question. Do you want to ask it again? I'm sorry. Daily fat burner or fat fueled profile, best for healing from anorexia? This is a loaded question. I think the best thing of healing from anorexia is to not follow anything and set the intention for all the things that you do. So you can set the intention to do a daily fat burner, fat fueled profile, but if there's a day or a meal where you don't feel like it, I would honor your body. If I start keto while breastfeeding, will it? It should not affect milk production. Have you heard of thyroid dwindling? Yes. That was a real thing that happened to me when I did hardcore keto for 6 months. My thyroid majorly suffered, so that's why I released Fat Fueled, my program, to help with that. So I would highly recommend checking that out. Anorexics need to focus on being kind to themselves. Yes. Amen. How long before my cycle should normalize? I've lost 37 pounds. What is your cycle doing? I mean, this is another question for our Facebook group because it gets quite detailed. I would say if your cycle's completely disappeared since losing weight, then perhaps you need to gain a little bit more weight or change your lifestyle pattern. Should the government take responsibility for obesity problem? I don't think that them taking responsibility would change anything. I think we need to take responsibility for our own actions and our healthy behaviors and unhealthy behaviors. Fasting blood glucose higher day after carb up? Shouldn't be. If you do like a palm size carb up or smaller, it shouldn't affect anything and you should be right back into ketosis the next morning. Okay, thanks. The anorexia was a long time ago. Just haven't recovered from all the weight gain. Yeah, be kind to yourself. And if you listen to podcasts, the No Sugarcoating podcast is a great one. Could you repeat what I have to do to access the Facebook group? Yeah, so the Facebook group is open to anyone who purchases my Fat Fueled, the Keto Beginning, or the Balanced Keto programs. I'll just switch it around. You can take a look real quick. Here we go. So this is one of the programs that I have, healthfulpursuit.com/balanced keto. And if you use the coupon code Periscope, all in caps, you get 10% off your order. Yeah, no, it shouldn't. I think I already answered the breastfeeding question. So you can take a screenshot of that. And then when you purchase that or become part of that, you become part of our Facebook group. Whoop. There. Awesome. Yeah, so breastfeeding shouldn't be affected. You should be all good. What can I do for induction with keto flu? Definitely have all of the greens and keto lemonade, which is outlined in the Keto Beginning. Awesome. I missed a couple of questions. I'm sorry, guys. Just found out that I have low thyroid, started nature thyroid, bad adrenals, low testosterone. What to do? Take it easy. Eat all the foods and walk a bunch and go in the sun and listen to my podcasts. I would say if you have poor adrenals, you're probably going to need to take at least 6 months to heal. How can I start supplementing with glucose iodine? I started with 1 drop a day in the morning only and then moved up. Great questions for the Facebook group. Come join us. Yeah. Can xylitol cause a rash in the face? If you're allergic to birch or corn, it very much can. If I added more fat, get to 150, can I keep my... Yeah, I would say that that's a great way to keep your bulletproof coffee. I know when I started on the journey in last May to heal my adrenals, I went crazy for a while because I couldn't work out. And now I have found so much joy in positive, loving movement. And even when I signed my publishing deal a couple weeks ago, I totally adrenal crashed. So that's a very real thing that I still have to be careful of. So, oh, you're allergic to birch pollen. That's why you reacted to xylitol. How do you take glucose iodine? It smells weird. Does it taste terrible? It does taste terrible. There's some people put it with fruit juice, but I just down it. How do you make the keto lemonade? The recipe is in my program, The Keto Beginning. It's got aloe vera, and I added aloe vera later, lemon, salt, water, bomber. Yeah. Any other questions? I'm sorry if I missed all your questions, guys. They come in so fast sometimes, and I can't read all of them. So I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. I tried lifting weights and didn't work for me. Me neither. Why take iodine for your thyroid? Are the books in bookstores? My next book will be in bookstores, but all of my digital products are on my website, healthfulpursuit.com. And my upcoming book will be available sometime later. Yeah, it will be in all bookstores, and it will be cookbooks through and through. Keto can help fibromyalgia. Best to chat with your doctor. If you bought the book, add Leanne as a friend. And she will... Yeah, exactly. Anytime I carb up with half a sweet potato, fasting. Blah, blah, blah. So maybe no more sweet potato. Maybe for you, you know what? You might want to try fruits instead. Fruits, or you might want to go like full on starch, like a cassava or a green plantain. Wanting to eat junk and PMS. I did do a video about this a little while ago about going off the rails. And I would say there are days where I do have, like, my birthday's coming up. I will definitely be having birthday cake. Like, that's not even an option. I'm having cake. So you just kind of like roll with it and make healthy behaviors. I think that I'm not going to say you shouldn't lift I'm not going to say that you shouldn't lift when you have adrenal dysfunction, but it may be in your best. See how, like, I'm trying to dance around this. What I want to tell you, let's just be straight. If you have adrenal dysfunction and your adrenals are crashing, no amount of lifting is going to help the situation. It's probably going to make it worse. So pushing yourself and thinking your adrenals are going to heal while you're still pushing yourself, it's not going to work. It's just going to take a really, really long time, and you're not going to build muscle. So my whole thing was just like, why don't I take off a bunch of time, heal my body, and then go back to doing things? And now that my body is pretty healed, it's like I'm not really interested in lifting, and I feel completely satisfied doing what I'm doing now. So it really depends. But I would say if your body's giving you adrenal dysfunction, it's better to listen to that. Isn't getting any better. It may be something you're eating, like some allergy, I would say. Yeah. I mean, I had adrenal dysfunction for a really long time. What's the difference between adapted fat burner and daily fat burner? Okay. So these are outlined in my program, Fat Fueled. Daily fat burner is where you are eating low carb, high fat all day, and then you're having carbs at night every day. Adapted fat burner is when you go through the adaptation process. So it may take you 5 days, 10 days, 20 days. As soon as you're fat adapted and your body's burning fat as energy, then you're having carb ups every couple of days. So those are the difference. And then there's one other profile where you become adapted and then you're having carb ups like every 7 days. Lightheaded after you're eating. Oh, I mean, there could be so many reasons. Blood pressure, adrenal dysfunction, thyroid. Zone diet. Yeah, it's worked for a lot of people. Is there a surefire way to know if you have adrenal dysfunction? I would get your adrenals checked, get your thyroid, adrenals, and your sex hormones checked and kind of see what is going on. We chat a lot about this on the podcast. So I'm going to flip this around. This is my podcast, if you're curious. We talk a lot about like body love, keto, self-care. Yeah. If you want to take a screenshot of that. Cool. So I'm going to go back to writing. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I'm hoping that I'll be able to come back online before Thursday, and I would really love to share more stuff with you. And I had an epiphany. I didn't even get to share it with you guys. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, if you guys want to hear it, I'll share it really quick. It might not be life-altering to you guys. But okay, so I will share it with you really quick. Thanks so much for all your positive comments. So I've been working with a coach on getting out of my comfort zone. That's why I went to the rave the other week. I went sober to a rave, and I've been doing a bunch of stuff. And something that I've realized is that I don't speak what's on my mind, and I try to protect people's feelings a lot. And it's really annoying because I never get what I want ever. And something I realized yesterday is that I'm having to relearn how to interact with people, for instance, or, going to the rave and doing the things, because I've used my body as a currency up until this point. So I've focused so much on the way my body feels and looks and interacts with others that has been the way that I have existed in this world. And now that that's not a thing anymore, and I'm really trying to pull myself out of the disordered eating, bad body image stuff, I'm finding that there's like this empty shell of things that should be filled. So I just wanted to discuss that because I'm sure that there are other people out there where perhaps you've used your body as a currency, thinking that your body defines your self-worth, and it doesn't at all. So to look at this experience as when we start to pull our body out of that self-worth bucket, we start to see that there are a lot of gaps in our ability to live a balanced life. And that has definitely been mine. And speaking, exactly. Speaking my truth. So I need to get better at that. I'm really good at doing it in my work, but I'm not able to do it with contractors, for example, and friends. So that was my major epiphany. So if you want to hear more about that kind of stuff, definitely listen to our podcast. Thanks so much for joining me. I have no idea how long I talked, probably too long. And I hope that was helpful, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.